What's up, guys? I have a special guest today at the Hennasooq channel. My name is Khadija, and my guest is Sable. Yay, girl, what's up?
Thank you for inviting me to take a tour of the building. Even with the wires and everything all over, I can see the vision.
Yes.
And I'm super excited to bring you guys on the journey as well. Hope you guys enjoy hanging out with us today. And let's get into it.
Let's go. Let's do it. Welcome to Hennasooq. Yay.
Oh, I thought you meant like lit.
But it's gonna be lit. Yeah. It's really cool. Like, yeah.
So the lighting right here, like where you stand there with the the light from outside is so
when
good.
this window's open, oh my God, it's like gorgeous. It's like my favorite feature of the whole place is this window. Like when they changed because it was more reflective, did I tell you that? It was like reflective. The other ones are reflective windows. I'm the only one who has this.
So is yours a see-through one?
Yeah, it's see-through. So it looks like this is brand new glass. Yeah, they changed it all. You know, like at first I was like, oh, I don't know, because I don't like extra expense, but it's all reflective, and now it's like you can see it through, and it's like my favorite because I just think about plants and the light, and they're gonna have products in the window. It's gonna be so nice. I'm so excited. So yeah.
Are you gonna get like like curtains?
I'm not 100% about that part, if I want to leave it open or close it. I'd have to think about it. I think I'll have to decide on that last, because I'm not sure. Because if I have curtains, it might allow me, like the things that go in my head is, yeah, I could shut it down at the end of the day or something like that, but I could also see clients privately. Some clients that want privacy, especially like Muslim women, it's so hard to find someone to do your hair, you know, so. And my daughter's in cosmetology school now, so it would be a great opportunity for more women who cover up to be able to have some privacy. I could just leave it closed. So it's a likely chance I might do it. It just has to look good.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I don't want it to look, it has to look really nice. I don't want it to look, you know, take away from the whole like open concept, the space and the whole like vibe. But yeah, it should be so simple. And I'm like, I don't know personally. I'm not the architect. I'm not the designer. I'm just, in my head, I want to take it. You guys just figure it out. Yeah, but they said they might have to move the sprinkler heads and to put, because all these are, see, like you can see, C for chandelier and R for recessed lighting. And then this one is like, kind of, it should be here, so it can be in the middle. So it makes sense, because then that would be, I guess, weird aesthetically. I think it should be, I don't know. So I'm like, yeah, they make me feel stressed out. Yeah, I'm like, oh, what do you guys do? I don't know. Because then they talk about the lighting, and then they talk about sprinklers, and I'm like, but I don't know those. I can't give you an answer. So the designer, who's Sugar Taylor, by the way, shout out to her. We got to give her a shout out. She's really amazing at what she does, and she's local. And she's designing this whole, but she designed like what this is all supposed to look like. And our contractor actually, yeah, Chris, he's amazing. Yeah. So when you walk in again, you have this beautiful natural light that's gonna be like shining through, just green and organic and natural, and just like, I want people to walk in and feel like I'm getting a break, like I'm getting a moment for me. You know, I really want it to be, you know, that will smell like just henna essential oils, and nothing like, just a relaxing vibe, you know, like just really nice. And again, you feel like at home, like you're just like going to see your friends and hanging out, like it's just a space that gives you all of that, you know? So we're gonna have like the whole, like the salon area will be here. You know, basically this whole space, they're building it out so I can have the sink, the chairs and everything like that, and set this up to be the salon area. And the flooring for this is gonna be actually gorgeous as well. It's gonna be actually tile. It's all gonna be tile.
That's on the floor?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah. Is that or LVT, but Sugar's like, let's get this one. And I had to test it with the henna. So I was like, wait a minute, will it stain? And it doesn't stain at all.
Wow.
Yeah, interesting, right? So all the floor will be like all, you know, the main showroom area for the public there, and then a unique tile with a little bit of, actually we'll have a little bit of blue tones in it just for that space. We're gonna do henna and body art in this corner, so we'll have like at least 2 stations and body art services and Jaguar, you can get everything done. And I like that there's a lot of empty space here as well, because I want to be able to do like a few little events or art, just like art classes, or just really change it up, and like not just henna, but just bring in a lot of cultural things that people get to like experience. You'll have a beautiful welcoming desk right here, and we'll have a carved wall actually. Nice carved wall. Little products on the side and lighting, and this wall is going to be built up to have like niches with products and just a nice shelving unit all the way across. So that'll be like just a product area. Again, very natural, organic. It's gonna be really, really, really beautiful. And then as we go to like the back, this is definitely for the, will be generally the public. And then we have, bathrooms for, everyone, for staff and also for the public. Everything in here is gonna be brand new, of course, because we don't have that, blue in this scheme of things. So we're not gonna have that little kind of colors. And then as we go down, we're gonna have kitchen for staff. I'm gonna have my office. And in this office, I look forward to like creating a lot of content. I'm really excited about what I can create here, because it's so much more room than I have right now. Another office for like managers and operations. And then this is employee only area type thing. And from there, I had specifically had these built out so everyone can kind of see each other as we're all working. And this is the whole production room. All our machines are here, mixing, nice new ventilation. They already did the run-in for like the deep sink, and it's gonna have all like just everything that they need is gonna be in this space for making all the products that we make, all the hair masks and all the shampoo bars, everything. These are gonna be 2 big double doors. Kind of like what you kind of visualize in a kitchen, so that way, again, it's easy to come in and out. Swinging doors, and then here as well, swinging doors, because you have to easily, kind of move from one room to the other, and sometimes they'll have, things in their hands. We want to make it easy for that flow. We have a big bay door, so we can do deliveries and receiving, and this is like our warehouse. I mean, this space, like when I saw it, I was so happy, even when I saw it, because of where the water run-ins are. Perfect for the salon in the front. And people can see that's right there. And then having a run-in here for production, I was like, wow, that's crazy, it's amazing. Because it's actually a difficult part if you don't have water in the right place. They have to break the concrete, which is a whole other thing. So yeah, this is the Hennasooq space.
Okay.
Miguel?
Yes, Miguel.
Hello!
Okay, all right. So I'm just gonna ask questions, and we're just gonna have like a casual conversation, just kind of fill in stuff from like the tour and stuff like that. What kind of contribution do you want Hennasooq to make in this community? Earlier you talked about how you want to have events and stuff here and not just it be about hair, so just kind of talk about some of the things you want to do.
Yeah, so at Hennasooq, in this space in particular, I want this space to be in existence, to be something that is a space of like self-care, art, creativity, where people can tap into, just like walking through that door and being like, just like almost like you're just breathing out and just being like, it's so calming in here, it's so relaxing. I'm taking time for myself. But I want people to get to know that henna is part of, their own cultural roots too, even though people don't know. It's because I want that education part of it. I want people to be like, henna's from Africa and these Moroccan themes and these, Middle Eastern and kind of India, but just fusing that all together and how it brings people like together just as one. Because I think that henna is just, it's more than, okay, this is hair care. Oh, this is this beautiful like body art. It's like has a whole energy of its own. It's like its own beast, I just love that. Sometimes I wish I could bottle that whole, here, this is what it is, take this. And so I really want it to be an outlet for people to just have fun. I want people to have fun and get these experiences they might not get anywhere else. I love being here in Columbia, Maryland. I feel like this location is the middle of Baltimore and DC, so it's very convenient. People are gonna love that. They're gonna have parking that they don't have to pay for. And so it's a really convenient location. We're near like the highway, you know, airport, everything is nearby. And Columbia is great to be in if you wanna go eat and different things. So it's a place where you can do many things, and coming here, it will make Hennasooq like this destination brand. Yeah, everyone complains from either end. So I'm like, and Columbia was always like, I don't know, just like a meant to be area. I've always end up Columbia. We were in Baltimore with Oyen.
So you were in the same like space as Oyen before?
Yeah, it was their space though. So I was there and I would just do services and like have products there. So it was like a collab.
Do you see that happening here? Like being able to collab with other?
Yes, absolutely. I really, really want to do that. I want to work with other business owners, especially small businesses, so like Oyen Handmade, maybe candle makers, you know, anyone that has something really I feel that will, just that the community needs to know more about. I definitely want us to do more things together, because I think that the more we elevate each other, the definitely everyone wins. So yeah, I'm a believer in like we'll all win and we'll all do really well. So I do want to do that because I want to keep things fresh all the time, you know. I just want to keep it different and unique and, you know, like, yeah, give more people, you know, reason to come, and when they walk in, they'll be able to just take a breath and just, you know, take everything in and get time to like do self-care and, you know, figure out what products they might want, you know, walk through, get someone to help them with their hair goals. And if they want services as well, it's going to be all, you know, it's all inclusive to the whole henna experience. And there'll be, you know, classes that we want to do, such as like art classes, you know, fun opportunities. Like we're always going to have something, like especially on Saturdays is my goal to have something where we're doing, you know, different like giveaways, or like just always having like, you know, something like come and learn how to do a certain thing on that particular day. So I always want to have something happening, something going on, almost a reason for you to come like every week.
When did you guys start this project? Like, I know a lot of times people see the building, but they don't really see the process. And so how long has it taken to get to this point?
To be honest, I've probably been looking for a space for about a year, like committed to looking and finding a space. But then officially when we found this location, because there was a lot of other spaces and looking around and kind of figuring out what would work for us, there's a lot of working parts in that. And when you finally find a place, then it's all the work that goes into getting the space. So by June, we were like, okay, let's do a permit. Let's get the architect guys to do all the drawings and kind of lay everything out. So it's a big process to do the not so fun stuff of opening a space and securing, you know, funds and all this other, you know, back end stuff to get the right people in your corner to like make your vision happen. So that was it. But it really came together. And what was cool, the timing was, even though it's hectic, the whole timing of everything was like with the website and rebranding and packaging, it all led way for what this space is supposed to look like.
What is something that you did not expect to happen, like during this process?
Well, if I had to be really honest, the permitting part is very difficult. Like that took a good 2.5 months. And you know what? I guess in a way I should be grateful, because people tell me stories that are much worse than that it takes them months and months and 6 months to a year, and they're going through a lot of things. So I just didn't know. Since it's my first space, 17 years, Hennasooq has never had its own, so it's a huge deal, just learning all those things. But I'm appreciating, because I like to know how things are functioning and working so that I can, you know, just have that knowledge. And then with all the things that I've been learning, my goal with that now, what I've come to realize is there's a lot of people out there that need help in this. So I really, really want to use that knowledge that I have to give back to the community, be it like whatever e-commerce they're in, whatever issue they're kind of having with this whole process of getting your own place, all those little things that, you know, I guess you could say I wish I knew earlier, but it happens for a reason. So I'm a big believer in like everything happens for a reason, has a flow. So I would like to connect people with things that will help them get to like their goals, and the right people as well to make it happen.
How has the pandemic shifted the way that Hennasooq does business? Like, what are some things, I guess some challenges, but also some like lessons learned throughout that process?
So yeah, during the pandemic, we definitely had to shift, in a way, I guess it's a blessing we didn't have a space. We had like a smaller space with another business. So we're just doing some service and stuff like that, but nothing like grand like what we're doing here now. But with the pandemic, what we started doing was these hair regimen plans. And that was big for people who are at home and they want to do their hair and they want to learn how to color their, they want to know everything about henna and Ayurvedic hair care and body art, everything. So it really shifted, my mindset are like, okay, we need to get this education out. We need people to know more about how this works, how it can, help them better, know their hair, because they can go to a professional. And then again, it led to the vision of like, we need to really establish how Hennasooq is going to be, to level it up in a continued education, even for cosmetologists. So, and everyone, because a lot of times people are like, there's nobody I can go to. So we really want to set ourselves apart of not just being this brand, not just being an experience, but being something professional level that more people can do and can benefit from.
What do you think is going to be like your most favorite thing about the space?
Well, probably my most favorite things about the space, obviously, I'm gonna love the front area space, the colors, and just seeing it all come together. But I do love the window the most. I love that there's gonna be products in the window, there's gonna be natural light. I'm just thinking plants and life and just vitamin D, just feeling that whole energy in here. Like I think this is gonna light up this place and it's gonna look beautiful. So that's what I'm looking forward to the most, just seeing how beautiful this front space will look.
Can you talk a little bit about the services that you're going to have in here? I know we talked about it a little bit during our tour, but just you can expound.
Sure. So for the services, they're probably going to come in phases as we continue building up the space. We'll definitely have henna and jago body art services. That'll be available. You can get a hair consultation in person. You can also have salon services. We're going to be doing henna hair color. And not only that, but Ayurvedic treatments for hair. So even if you don't want to color your hair, you can definitely get those treatments done. And you can even get your hair cut and you can get styled. So we're kind of trying to go in that direction too, because, we feel it requires like a whole beginning to end experience. That we all know that getting your hair washed is the best part. Yeah, I love that part. Ooh. This space is also going to allow people who wear hijab, like myself, get services because there's not a lot of service providers that can give you private services. So we're hoping to expand in that as well and offer those who cover up, services they could get their hair done too. And maybe some beard for some guys, some beard. Guys.
Can you talk about what that would look like doing here for women who wear hijabs? What are some of the
restrictions,
technical aspects, and
Oh, okay. So some of the important things to getting your hair done when you wear hijab is you want privacy. So we want to make, times where you can make an appointment where everything's closed off. There's nobody coming in and out. It's basically your own private time to get your hair done and be able to let loose, take your hijab off and just, get some self-care and get your hair treatment, your color, and the style, whatever you need to get done. And also even for henna and jago body art services, being able to get that private is gonna be big too, because sometimes people like, their henna in a sexy spot. So, a little bit more privacy, the thighs or somewhere on the back, so it gives you more privacy, and that's what we want to cater to.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you want your henna on your legs, hips, and
body,
I know.
Yeah, go here. Yeah, I've done back pieces. Because I used to have a room, so I used to be able to close it off. But I did like a whole. I've done a tree on our back like twice, and then writing up the middle. That's hard though. Yeah, it's hard. Tree's easier. Can you imagine? You think the writing would be easier? Writing is harder than doing a elaborate design like that.
What made you decide to get a building? Like you said before, you've been kind of sharing a space, or you've been just kind of mainly e-commerce. Like, what made you decide that you wanted, Hennasooq to be on the ground? Yeah. So I think that was a big transitional decision. It's at that point we were basically at capacity. There was either decide, do you want this to be all that Hennasooq will be, or do you want it to be more of what it could be? So I was like, no, I want it to be more. I want it to get to that last, that vision. I want it to keep going. And I also want it to be something
that is remembered for, a long time, for years. And even when I'm not here, I want people to, just remember that. And so, yeah, like it was, if you're at capacity now, you've got to make decisions. So it was like, let's get a space, because I was like, and it is really nerve-wracking to make a big decision like that, because you're like, well, like I know that it would do well. I actually really do believe it will do well. It's just a matter of like, the work that goes to make that part happen is the stressful part, to be like, can I get to all those things that will help it open, help it become a reality? So through that, I was like, yeah, I was basically like, just do and don't stop thinking. That's what it's like when people say, wow, you have 6 kids. I'm like, yeah. Like, how do you do it? Like, it's called, don't think, just do. So just do. But that doesn't always help me. Like when because I'm a doer, unfortunately, I'm not always thinking. So I'm just doing. I'm like, we got to get stuff done. But I've learned a lot, like definitely in this last year, like a lot. So as me personally, and I believe that people should take this, everything that you go through in life, you got to learn from it and just become a better version of yourself. So it's about trying to keep on doing that, and being better than I was last year, and before, and have wisdom, so that way I can pass it down. A big thing to me is passing it down to other people, but to my kids. I want them to see that they can do anything and everything they want to, and then how to tap into their own strengths to make that happen. I'm a believer in, everyone's unique. 6 kids are all different. So it's like, I look at it like that. Like you have to recognize every single person and what they need and hear them,
How has your family been involved in this process? The rebuilding, the rebranding, how have they been involved? Well,
they've been mainly their support, being able to let me make this happen, and then working in the back end of things, like keeping things going, bookkeeping, a lot of those things that are really tasks that I can't keep up with. They're really supporting me through that. So that's big. Just being able to let me be who I am. Let me just kind of flow, which is huge, because it's hard sometimes for people to, especially I would say in relationships too, like to be able to let you really be who you are. It's interesting. But their support has been what has enabled me to be here. So they're really helpful, supportive in all these things, and making it come together, and recognizing all the places that they can excel in it. So that makes me, just have more motivation and just be excited to have, just even like my daughter going to cosmetology school, even though I probably never would have thought, I didn't know it was really like something that she would fall in love with, but she's like really falling in love with it. And it's like blowing my mind. I'm like, that's so good. Cause then she comes home and there's still stuff for me to learn, because, she's the hair density and the thickness and the this and that. And I was doing this and that. And so it's really interesting to learn all the hair things that she's learning and then sharing them with me and stuff, and just seeing her really light up. So seeing those things, when I see my kids light up, I just love it. It's part of Henna Sooq, so yeah. What does Hennasooq mean to you? Oh, Hennasooq, well, it's like, it's like my baby. So Hennasooq is a vision of my love for henna, hair care, body arts, everything in one that reflects a big part of who I am almost. I feel like it's an extension of all the things that I love, and just bringing it and sharing with other people, like just doing my purpose. Henna's really healing, and it's got this whole, I guess I said, this energy, and that's what it means to me. It means giving people not just this amazing product, but something to feel. Because what do they say? That they may not always remember what you have said, but they will always remember how you made them feel. Yeah. It's Hennasooq. So thanks for joining us, me and Sable, right here on the Hennasooq channel. And don't forget, you gotta subscribe. You're gonna check out her channel. Oh wait, shout out to your channel.
Oh yes, Curls of a CPA, okay.
Yeah, so follow and hit the notifications, and I'm gonna see you guys next time, hopefully in the space. So you need to come to the store in Columbia, Maryland. I'm gonna be waiting.
Yeah. All right, bye guys.
Go.
Okay, we'll make it work.